Hi, thank you for stopping by the Color Coded Chef booth. May I have a few minutes of your time to explain what we have going on here?
Of course.
All right, well, I'm first to say what this started out was an idea for my son, and then it became a business. So that's where it started completely. So what happened was I took my son into the kitchen because I wanted him to learn the life skills of cooking. But I found out that things did not go so well. I could say 3/4 cup, 3/4 cup, 3/4 cup, and he didn't understand a thing. So I had to find a way to be able to communicate with him that he was able to understand it also. Hence, now became the Color Coded Chef. So my example right here is in this book, 3/4 cup is confusing, but if I tell him to put in 3 purple cups, he's successful. Same with the liquid measuring cup. If I said a 1/2 cup of milk, confusing. But if I tell him to focus and pour to the pink line, he has success. So by rewriting recipes so that they match the measuring cups and spoons, he is able to have success in the kitchen. What we have going with that is there are 31 recipes so far with this, and he is able to work with 28 of them. The other 3 right now involve more sharper knife skills, and so I can't put them on the accomplished list at the moment. So when I started this, I needed to also find a way for my son to be able to use this and go grocery shopping. So the way this ingredient list is set up is we have not just a list of words, so you can go to the grocery store. We have the picture facsimiles with it. So he's able to use that in the most generic terms to be able to find the right ingredients when we're at the store. One of our key things that we do here at our house is we put a B next to the buy items. The other thing that we can look at is if he's not sure about the packaging, we can look at it and I can teach him how to match up the letters. So baking soda, baking powder, very similar, different results. Same with salt and sugar. Different results whenever we cook. But if he's able to look at the packaging, then match up the letters, then he's able to find the right item in the store. Over here is a supply list because this was brought about to be able to have him know which items that he needs to pull out. Anything that's involved in the kit is indicated by the little chef hat. All the other items have to be indicated that you have to have these at home. Now, the other thing, the way these recipes are put together is to avoid cross-contamination. So for example, I may do 2 half, or in this case, purple teaspoons of an item, but then I turn around and do a blue teaspoon of another item. And that is, as I said, so if you have cinnamon, you don't want to dip it into the baking soda right after that, and that's why they're set up that way. Same with the measuring cups. That I could do a green 1 cup someplace, but I might do 2 pink cups if I don't want the 2 ingredients like flour and sugar to be accidentally cross-contaminated with that. So that is what I set up there. Then I decided to go into making it a little bit more of a kit. And one of the things came out was a non-skid cutting board. Because when my son was cutting, I did not want the food to go flying off the end of the countertop. So it's a non-skid cutting board. Then we went into safety pieces. So we have the kitchen cutter. So you can use this to cook chicken, brownies, pizza, celery, cucumbers, hard-boiled eggs, strawberries. The list goes on and on. But the important thing is you can't cut yourself with it. And I think that's important when you're starting to learn early beginning knife skills. The next item with it, this is additional piece because some people are like, I have plenty of hot pads. That's fine. Other people are like, well, what's this about? A lot of people with disabilities tend to take something out of the oven and they pull it toward their belly. And the first time my son did that, I went, because I was ready for the run to the urgent care. But this piece handles that because it covers both sides of his hands, his arms, and then his belly. So when he uses this to pull toward himself, I'm not worried about him getting burnt. And then for teachers or therapists, this is goals and objectives. If you're a parent, this is things that you can do with this kit. I've put together 13 teaching opportunities and 7 therapy opportunities that can be incorporated with every single recipe. So the therapy skills would be occupational therapy, speech, physical therapy, because you need to know how to use the grocery cart at the store and not run into the person in front of you and bang them out of the way. You need to understand teamwork if you are working with a group and how to make something. And what if it doesn't go right and it burns? Okay, we need to learn about behavior and take a step back and go, okay, what did I learn from this, instead of the moment with it. And for the teaching side of it, decision making, to understand that you can't cook 9 different flavors of Jell-O at once. You need to make a decision, buy what you need to do, bring it back home, and then cook it. So there are several different parts with that, and that's how that is incorporated there. Well, after I did pack 1, the first thing I got asked was, well, when's your next recipe pack coming out? So went back to the drawing board, and one of the things that I do with this is I do a lot of the drawings on this, and I explain that because when I'm showing how to peel like a sweet potato, it is where I've gone in and had a picture taken, or I've seen how I'm peeling it and I'm wanting to show how to peel so that those pictures show. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's roasted root vegetables. And I will admit, whenever I make it, my son tends to eat 3 cups of vegetables. And what parent doesn't go, gee, stop eating vegetables? You know, it's just not a thing. But it also incorporates vegetables that people don't typically think about, starting with sweet potatoes, parsnips, Brussels sprouts, turnips, and shallots. So it is just a different piece in there. So you can see the different pictures in here. This piece comes with the kit. So for example, butternut squash has seeds in the middle of it, right? And you can take a knife and you can try to take a straight blade and you can try to make it go to a curve, but it's not the safest thing in the world. But what you can do is take this particular scoop, and it is great to use for ice cream, but it is also great for taking seeds out of cantaloupe, butternut squash, yours, pumpkins in the October time of the year. But once again, it's not going to hurt you when you do that. So it gives a little bit more control piece on that. So that is what I have going on here with the kit right now. And then for teachers, I've also created a teacher worksheet pack that goes with this. And we have over 100 worksheets available that would be matching, fill in the blank, word searches, word scrambles, and it is available for this piece, and I will be finishing it up for the second pack just shortly. Yes, the kitchen cutter can be used for multiple things. So what it needs to be used though is for cooked chicken, not raw chicken, because you won't have it. It can be used on your softer vegetables. Cucumber, it's not too firm, but it's got a little bit of mush to it, and therefore it can be used. Strawberries are very easy. But if you try to use this to cut a potato, not going to have as much success, but it does work great on celery. Okay. So it's just having control. But yes, back to the whole piece, yes, it is a safety cutter, so it won't cut you. Thank you for your question of asking about what type of vegetable peeler. I have used multiple types. I've used the Y version and I've used the straight version on it. Some of the things that we do, like with the butternut squash, you need to peel, but a butternut squash is like holding on to a football, and you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world. But in our picture, we cut it in half, we lay it down, and then you peel it this way so that you're able to use the peeler and have a little bit more control, but you're using the kitchen counter to help you gain that control with it. And just as a side note on butternut squash, a lot of people don't realize you need to peel it twice, because if the green is left on there, it tastes a little bit bitter. So you want to make sure the green is gone before you actually cook that. On the non-skid cutting board, the back of it is textured, and so it tends to grip the countertops with it. So when you put it down on the countertop, it holds on instead of sliding forward. You know, enough pressure, yes, it will move, but it is definitely going to help grip the countertop when you're trying to do pressure and work with your piece on top. Well, within the cooking kit, we have breakfast to dessert. And I will be the first to tell you, I got a little color crazy with it. So if you look at it, it's like sunrise to sunset. Shh, don't let other people know, right? But it is there. We go from breakfast to dips, because I wanted to find healthier dips to eat, to snacks and side dishes. This is one of our family's favorite. to how to make easy lunches. So we have chicken salad, tuna salad. This is something that a lot of people don't realize. You can make baked potatoes in your crock pot. And so it's a great way to make a side dish there, and you can make a loaded baked potato. But they go to salads, and then we go to main meals, and then we go to dessert. So it's a full comprehensive piece. The second recipe pack just takes it a little bit different. So I have more vegetables. I have a few more snack pieces in with this one. We have cookies, oatmeal and chocolate chip, because I had a few people get on to me about not having enough cookies into the first one. I have 0 in the first one, so we have cookies in the second recipe pack. But I'd like to point out here, kitchen safety. This particular recipe is for chicken, and several people with disabilities, if they are receiving benefits, they have a very limited budget, and buying expensive kitchen cleaners is hard for them. So went through here and how to clean your sink with baking soda and soap and make it really easy so that you can sanitize your area. That way there's no salmonella or other things happening, but it's an alert that we have in here to teach that type of process going on. People. So the other recipes tend to be more root vegetables involved here. So down to roasted root vegetable dip. Yeah, I know. This is one of our favorites, is the spiced zucchini cupcakes, and they just taste amazing. So it can be used for dessert, it can be used as a breakfast piece, but it is just a great snack piece to have, and it has vegetables mixed in with it. At the beginning of each recipe, the way they are set up, it is set up with your list of ingredients and your list of supplies, and then we go right into the different steps. In the very beginning of the kit, we have a tips and hints page, and it talks about how you should sanitize your area. Make sure that long hair is pulled back into a ponytail when you're cooking, and to understand the different things that happen in the kitchen that way. Well, I want to explain to you that we've now taken this full circle with these wonderful pictures that are behind me on this backdrop. This is my son, and he is actually here in the kitchen being able to cook. But I'm also excited that we've now taken this full circle, because he is the one who is actually assembling the kits in our warehouse. And so to me, that is part of the whole life skills. One was cooking to get nourishment, but you also need to have employment. And so he has been in our warehouse being able to assemble the kits, put them together, learning how to follow directions, learning how to give directions. And so we can be able to pull these kits and be able to put the tags on them and ship them out the door. So I'm very excited about the possibilities of this business and this kit being able to help individuals along the way.